So the question in hand is that we want to convolve two square signals. First signal, the height of first signal is A and the width is 1. The height of second signal is B and width is 2. Okay, both are square signal. So what would be the output, what would be the convolution of these two signals? So we know the formula for yt or the convolution of two signals is x1t convolved with x2t, or we also write it like this: x1 convolved with x2 evaluated at t. Okay? So this type of notation I like more, so I would use this. So x1, x2, we convolve both of them and then we evaluate it at t. So the formula is x tau, x1 tau, x2 t minus tau d tau, or x2 tau, x1 t minus tau d tau. We can use any of the two formulas, that you agree, right? And the limit of integration would depend on the support of your x1 and x2. By support I mean the domain where your x1 and x2 is non-zero, right? The limit would, so here you can put minus infinity to infinity, for example, right? In general, and then you can take these limits where your x1 and x2 both are non-zero, right? Because you are multiplying both of the signals, right? So the steps which we take is, first we plot x1 tau and then we invert it, or we take a mirror image of x1 and then we shift it through t. So if we want to evaluate x1 convolution x2 and we want to evaluate at t, the time at which we want to evaluate, we give a shift of that, right? So we write it like this. Agreed? So you can see that this is your second term. This is your second term, x1 t minus tau. And in order to get this term, we follow these three steps, these two steps. Step 1, we take the image, or we reflect it in across y-axis, and then we shift it by t. And shifting happens towards right. Why? Because I have written it like this. See, x1 t minus tau can be written like this. So now it is more clear that we are shifting towards right, delaying, right? You are delaying. So now this is your second term. What is your first term? x2 tau, correct? Now you have to multiply both of them and then you have to integrate. This is what you have to do. So this was your x1 tau First, what you have to do, you have to take its image, reflect it. So this is your x1 of minus tau. Then you have to shift it by some amount, right? And that amount depends at which you want to evaluate your convolution, right? As I told you, x1 convolved with x2 evaluated at t. So if you want to evaluate at t, you have to give that much of shifting, right? So you should start from 0.1 or negative, right? So let's give it some shifting. For example, you give a small shifting. So by giving a shifting of t, you will get such a signal, right? This is your x1 t minus tau, second term. Now you have to multiply it with the first term, right? x2 tau. This is your x2 tau. So just multiply it with x2 tau. This is your 1, this is your 2, this is your x2 tau, Now you have to multiply it and you have to integrate, right? यही तो है ना? This is what we want to do. First term multiplied with second term and then you have to integrate. The only thing, right, correct. ठीक है? So it depends on the shifting, right? If your t is such that it is less than 1, right? So case 1, your shifting is between 0 to 1, right? Then in that way, then what you have to do, you have to first find out what is the support of x1 into x2. By support I mean the region where which both of x1 and x2 are non-zero. So if you see, but from 0 to t, x1 tau is non-zero and x2 tau is also non-zero. So the limit of integration would be 0 to t, and if you multiply it, both of them, you see multiplication is a into b, correct? A into b d tau, so the value is ab into t, but when your t is between 0 to 1, agreed? That is why I said that a and b will decide the slope of your convolved signal, right? Then what is your case 2? Now you shift more than 1 but less than 2. In that scenario, you will see that you have shifted your signal by more than 1 but less than 2. Correct? More than 1, this is t, right? Shifting. So it will be of course more than 2, right? Because this is 1, this is your x1 tau. One second. You are shifting, right? This signal. So you are shifting it by t, correct? Yes, minus 1 plus t, right? So it is, this signal is minus 1 plus t. Got it. So you have to shift this signal by t, which is more than 1. So this is t, correct? But since t is greater than 1, now it is positive. That's it. So this is a. Now you have to multiply this with your x2t or x2 tau. So now your integration, limit of integration, this t will be more than 2 or less than 2, because this is 1, right? And we have assumed that, correct? So now your limit would be minus 1 plus t2, correct? A into b d tau. Solve it, what will you get? T minus 1 minus t, which is case 2 clear? Third row, are you following? Now what would be the next case? Now the shifting provided to signal 1 will be more than 2, right? So what would happen? More than 2, ना? यहाँ था, हाँ, less than. That I agree. And less than 3, right? So within this range you will see, first you write your x1 t minus tau so since t is greater than 2, so this will be here. Correct? And you multiply it with the, but since t is greater than 2, this will be greater than 1, right? Correct? You multiply and then integrate, so your limit of integration will be minus 1 plus t to 2. Correct? The only focus should be given to the integration, limits of integration here, right? A into b d tau, what would you get? ab into, कुछ गलत किया मैंने? This is 1, this is 2, this is t, and t is greater than 2, so from up to here only we will get, na? Because you have to find out the reason where which both are non-zero. Minus 1 plus t is greater than 1 and t is less than 2, sorry, t is more than 2, so this is the reason where which both of the signal are non-zero. So you have to take minus 1 plus t to 2. Correct? So 2 minus 1 plus t right or wrong? You multiply both of them, then not the common area. This I am doing to find out the support where which both of them are non-zero. See, you have to multiply now. If you multiply two signals like this, you have to find out the support where which both are non-zero. Then only you take for, otherwise it is 0 now. Any one of them is 0, so there is no point to consider that for that domain. Next, case 4, when your t is greater than 3. So just plot it, x1 t minus tau, अब बताओ, जो t is will be here, minus 1 plus t will be more than 2. So थोड़ा इसको will shift it a bit. See, it's a matter of practice. That's it. You know everything. This is t. So this is t which is greater than 3 and minus 1 plus t which will be greater than 2. And your x2 is from here to 2. So there is no reason, there is no domain where both of them are non-zero. So the multiplication will be 0. So the convolution will be 0. So next step could be, first you can write that x1 convolved with x2 evaluated at t. When your t was between 0 to 1, it was AB t. When it was between 1 to 2, it was AB. When your t was between 2 to 3, it was now if you plot this convolved signal, you represent it by y, you will get such a shape. This is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So the convolution of two square waves is a trapezoidal shaped signal. And it becomes triangular if the domain or the support of both x1 and x2 is same. Right? Because this is the difference. Right? So if our x1 and x2 had same width, then it would be a triangle. Correct? So in general, it is a trapezoid. So this is the way we evaluate we derive or we find out the convolution of two square waves.